Drop and host for the FIBA Women's Asia Cup 2021. It's day number 4 and it's moving day. These two teams fighting to move on to the semis. The winner meets Japan. It's New Zealand taking on Australia here inside Hamza Hall. Despina Barton joined by the former Great Britain national player Siobhan Pryor. And this is the look at the slate of games already taken care of today. Korea sealing their bid to the Final Four, defeating Chinese Taipei here by 6. And now we'll see Australia and New Zealand go toe-to-toe. Two teams full of history in their bid to fill the final empty box on this graphic right here. Again, the winner will play Japan in the semifinal on Saturday at noon. As the teams get introduced here, Siobhan, between New Zealand and Australia, what will be key to keep an eye out for?
I mean, I think what we can definitely expect between these two teams is a great game of rivalry. They are rivals. I guess we could call this a derby. They're so close to each other geographically. So we know everyone's going to work hard, have a lot of passion, a lot of fight in this game and leave it all out on the court. Yesterday, New Zealand did a really good job against India. It was an easy win for them, but it did enable them to get players involved that were on the bench, and the likes of Goulding, she had a really great game, 18 minutes, got a lot of minutes. So they were able to get Blair as well involved. She had 13 points. They were able to get other people involved. And the Australian team, obviously here, led by Sammy Whitcomb, is going to be a more difficult task than India was for sure. And Coach Guy Malloy knows that. They will leave everything out on the floor, New Zealand. They're a tough team. They're used to being the underdogs against this really tough Australian outfit as well.
What's on the line today? You win and you go to the semis. Also, a win would seal a ticket to the World Cup qualifier. You lose, and the best you can finish is 5th here at the Asia Cup. And before we get started, we will go to our national anthems. First with the visiting team, New Zealand, who walks in with a record of 1-2 here on day number 4. New Zealand, they're led by Guy Malloy. Now the national anthem for the home team, Australia. Their record 2-1 through 3 days. Australia's leader, Paul Goris, as he waves hello to the opposing team. A look at our officials for the afternoon.
And Mr. Saif al-Dosari from Qatar. And the commissioner is Mr. Nasser Abu Rashid from Jordan.
They'll have a tall task to call a game that is bound to get physical between these two teams that are very familiar. Australia walks in with the 3rd best ranking in the world, and New Zealand ranked 36. Yes, they are the underdogs, and they like the role they play. In fact, Coach Guy Malloy told me that it obviously has its advantages, and they're going to try and outshine their opponents today. This is the starting 5 they are going with, very similar to yesterday. The Ledger Walker sisters, both there starting on the court. The only adjustment we're seeing here is Ashley Kratiana will start as the forward in the place of Shavana Palvas, who started yesterday.
Yeah, such a good outfit, and I think the sisters, the Ledger Walker sisters, played really well together yesterday. As you already heard from Coach Malloy, so he seems happy with the performances so far. He says they're getting better at a supersonic rate every single game in this tournament, so they're looking forward to this matchup today.
Yes, Australia coming off their Olympic run. Obviously, no one on that roster making the run here to Amman Jordan, so a slew of fresh faces, and this starting lineup is highlighted by their captain, their leader, Sammy Whitcomb, the WNBA star, and they're staying pretty consistent. Lauren Nicholson, Alexandra Sharp, Darcy Garman, and Zatina Iokusu, who had a quiet game yesterday only because of the fact she had to take care of the very large centers for China. They are led by Paul Goris here, and this team has been doing pretty well handedly. Took care of the Philippines 2 nights ago, a tight one against China last night. That was a rematch from the Olympics. And they see themselves in the top 4.
Yeah, and you know, you did mention there isn't anyone back from that Tokyo team. They also have a coach standing in as well in Goris. But the level really hasn't dropped for them all that much. For the better part of that game against China yesterday, they did a great job. And actually, the coach that usually takes the reins for the Opals, Sandy Brondello, FaceTimed them yesterday just to tell them how happy and proud she was of them and their performance. And it's a really good opportunity for her to see some of these players who haven't put an Opals shirt on as a senior in the past. 9 debutantes for Australia here in the Women's Asia Cup. So some really valuable experience for the players, but also a platform to shine if they want to try and continue to don the Opals vest. The Opals vest that is recognized as 3rd best in the world.
And it's a family atmosphere here. You are seeing baby Noah, which is the child of Bo Agney here, wearing number 6 for New Zealand. Her teammates certainly helping to pick up the slack, and staff for New Zealand to make this tournament possible for her to be here. And that's a trend we've seen throughout. A lot of accommodations being made, and the shift as women become the forefront, and their families too.
All right. So if we win the tap out first set, we're going to go strong 3 on first set. All right, so maybe we're going to bring Crystal, you come here off the double, and whether it's AT or Sharp, whichever guy throws the ball, remember, AK, we're going to space you.
A final listen in both of these huddles.
Second, we're not going to go nose because it's too confusing. Sammy's UCLA off Darcy. Rosin's got it. Z, you're here, Sharpie. Back screen. Darcy in the post. They switch. They pass. Back screen, Darcy. They switch it. Z, come get Sammy on a flare. Okay?
Well, they're getting ready, and I have to say this is the one that I have been looking forward to. I know what it's like to play in a rival match. I'm sure these two teams are really excited for this one. It's going to be fast, it's going to be physical. Fast, it's going to be physical. We can expect to see a great fight from both teams on the court.
Australia picked as the dark horse here in the tournament, and slated to make the Final Four. New Zealand and the Tall Ferns looking to play spoiler. Both of these teams joined the region in 2017, and we are underway. First ball goes to New Zealand. Ledger Walker being guarded by the great Whitcomb. In and out for Davidson. And it was a battle for Australia against China yesterday. Ran 3 quarters, very tight contest. And Sammy Whitcomb led the way with 24 points, 7 rebounds.
Yeah, here looks so exciting just to see the youth that is Charlize Leger-Walker, one of the best in the NCAA already, and in the Pac-12 as a freshman. She gets to go up against Sammy Whitcomb, someone that's already in the WNBA where she wants to be. It's just exciting to watch it.
Her sister Crystal is first on the board for New Zealand. 4 versus 4. And a foul on the ground against Crystal Leger-Walker, the elder of the Leger-Walker sisters.
I think we always see with these teams, they take any chance they can get to huddle and communicate about things they can fix on the floor.
Whitcomb feeds the cutter, beautiful execution, Lauren Nicholson.
Time number 1 for Sammy Whitcomb. 7 more to go if her averages are anything to go by.
A kick from Crystal. Charlize surveys. Off the screen, takes the bump, and will go to the free throw line. First foul she draws here is a big one against Sammy Whitcomb.
And a smart one too. A vet play from a youngster here. Probably gets away with a little lean in. Australia don't like it. And you can see Paul Goris there is asking for the offensive foul. He thinks Leger-Walker did lean into Sammy Whitcomb, and from where we were looking, it did look like that too.
Regardless, she hits the first free throw.
She does. Heads up play from the youngster. She is not frightened of anything or anyone. Charlize Leger-Walker converts the second.
Whitcomb drawing 2 in the corner. Garbin's pass off cue to Iokuso. Australia picks up the full court defense. The official having some words with the Australian bench. Making sure everything is correct here. The scorers table as well. Leger-Walker. Fire turns, working around the horn. And sister to sister connect. That one a miss by Charlize. Another foul, this time going against New Zealand.
2 players as well, Alexandra Sharp and Sammy Whitcomb, almost bowling each other over to get that defensive rebound. Something we've seen Australia are very good at is rebounding, herd rebounding every single player on the court.
Shot on the wing for Garbin's good. That makes up for that throwaway moments ago.
It does, and that is Whitcomb's second assist.
Leger-Walker works off the screen. And the face of 2 yellow jerseys, she hits it in their eye.
She takes her time, slowly gets what she wants.
Whitcomb finds open shooter number 3, Sharp, though a miss. Karatiana hits the deck hard. And Charlize pushes forward. Oh, Going hard was Garbin for the screen. Wickham has better hands. Give and go here. Wickham alone. This time, she puts her shoulder down. And the whistle gets called in her favor.
Takes the contact. It's a good call by the official. It looked like Sammy Wickham leaned in, but Leger-Walker did move forward first and create the contact first. So a good job by Wickham taking the contact and going up. Earns herself a trip to the line.
You call it even now?
Yeah, calling it even.
Wickham shot is good. Her first bucket of the game. Two for two for the 33-year-old veteran WNBA player with the New York Liberty. Got here less than 15 hours or so from her first game.
Dropped a double-double off the plane. No problem for the two-time WNBA champ.
Charlize fighting for it. Garbin gets it out. Australia on the move. Great read by Bo Agnew to intercept.
Really good hands. And way to hustle back from Bo Agnew and stop the fast break point.
Nicholson takes baseline. Ayakuso, the swing. Garbin, top of the key. No, short. She tracks her own rebound. Lay in with the left.
It's another offensive rebound for Australia. They average 18 a game. It's the best in the tournament.
Bo Agnew tried a little high-low, stayed with it. Charlize off the dribble. Bo Agnew in the corner. Yes, for three. New Zealand ties it up.
Tessa Bo Agnew, what a tournament she's having as well. 10 points, 6.3 rebounds for her team.
Wickham's first three-point attempt is good for three.
Effortless.
Years and years of dedication. Tyre. Back to Leger-Walker. Enough space to get the shot up, and she will answer.
Zone buster, scores from anywhere. Charlize Leger-Walker, 7 points personal already in the first quarter.
Wickham off the screen. Feed out to the corner to Alexander Sharp. She will hit two. Add another dime for Wickham as her team is stroking it. Wow, what a pass intended for Bo Agnew, though. Better hands by Australia. Wickham feeds Ayakuso. No. Charlize Leger-Walker moving things forward the other way. Bo Agnew to Davidson. A whistle before the party gets going.
Australia are going to have a hard time. Penina Davidson inside has proved to be, as we see her here, a great seer. One of the better, well, one of the top three posts centers in this competition. She averages 15 points, which is fourth best in the championships. 9.3 rebounds. She tops the rebounding stats. She's fourth in two-point field goal percentage as well at 56%.
Leger-Walker and Bo Agnew, the two that stay on. Everybody else swapped out. Purcell, first shot is in. The big girl, Kalani Purcell.
Great find again by Charlize Leger-Walker, stuffing up the stat sheet. 1 assist, 1 steal as well.
Wickham draws Purcell. Wallace comes to the rescue. Feeds to the corner. Wickham nails it.
The rotation she gets on the ball. She's 2 of 2 from 3. Almost gets that steal as well.
Lingering Sammy Wickham in the backcourt. We talked about these two teams. There's a rivalry. Australia's always been the bigger, better team, which means there's not a whole lot of pressure on New Zealand.
No, not a whole lot of pressure at all. And I think you can really see here, especially Charlize Leger-Walker, but her sister Crystal as well is really up for this game. As we know, it is a tall Ferns household in the Leger-Walker house. Mom played in 2 Olympic Games as a tall Fern, so they know more than anyone what this rivalry is at this level.
Leger-Walker off the court, as is Sammy Whitcomb, both getting a breather after over 6.5 minutes of play. Hippolyte, give and go. It drops. New Zealand back within 2. And Christy Wallace really had a standout game yesterday against China, 14 points, and she is running the offense while Whitcomb sits.
She had a great game, 14 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. That's after 2 years without playing competitively as well. After a couple of injuries, fresh as anything here.
Wallace takes a nice mid-range. It's short, ball falls right back into her hands. Scherf, top of the key. It's off. Paul Voss behind the screen from Purcell. Scherf cleans up the board. One of the keys of the game, Guy Malloy said for New Zealand, he says they have to calm down and play with some composure and confidence. He really thinks that may be the difference factor here tonight as they go against their bigger sister, Australia. Wallace head down, straight to the rack, bounces out. Goulding.
It's 5 to shoot.
Purcell's got to do it. She does, but it rolls off. About 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. We're wrong, coming straight at you. The whistle against New Zealand.
Yeah, we see Goulding there just coming across and using her body.
Crawling. Beats Scherf. Little inside-outside game. Scherf with the rebound. Couldn't square.
Needs to gather herself before she goes up. Lauren Scherf.
Boagni turns, goes to work. We'll get the foul called on Froling.
Froling just stands up there, and that's when Boagni, she sees she's standing straight up, legs straight up. She takes advantage, uses her speed to go by her. Froling needs to stay down and wide. Boagni still has her dribble.
Paul Voss is flashing. Ball gets to Goulding. We'll reset. Leger-Walker. Mary Goulding deep from 3. Christy Wallace through traffic. Another whistle. That's number 5 for team foul, so we'll get a shooter on the free throw line. It'll be Christy Wallace.
Just the reach in there by Boagni. That's her first against the quicker Wallace.
Two-point lead for Australia, minute 19 to play in the first quarter.
You can see Sammy Whitcomb coming and giving some instruction to her teammate Lauren Scherf on the sideline. Always trying to lead. Always trying to give instruction.
And the officiating crew is having some words here with Paul Gorth.
I don't think they liked that Sammy Whitcomb was up off of her feet giving an instruction to a teammate, and I think they're going to force her
to come in,
to sub in. So Nicholson makes way.
They're still smiling. I mean, it's basketball. Now Whitcomb's just closer to Scherf to make sure she can hear the full instruction.
Exactly.
Wallace hits 2 from the free throw line.
Full court press here, zone press showed by Australia.
Paul Voss, stop, jump, shoot. She'll go to the free throw line. And Australia upset with that call. In fact, they're going to get a technical.
Yeah. I think they've been asking for it a little bit. They have been told. Well, unless that was a warning about their reactions to calls. I think Scherf had good position there. She could have gone straight up with 2 hands instead of swiping down. Or at least waited until the ball had come out of Paul Vost's hands before she swatted at the ball.
A little over a minute to play in the first quarter. Winner advances to the semifinals. New Zealand, Australia, Whitcomb feeds Scherf. It's taken away.
Rare turnover from Whitcomb. Before this game, turnover to assist ratio was 6-0.
Ooh, nearly right into the hands of Lauren Nicholson, her opponent. Skip pass taken away, no. Paul Voss with it, going baseline, hard take, and she earns every bit of those 2 points.
Thanks to the hustle of Mary Goulding, sliding on her knees to make sure that they retain possession of the ball and finding Paul Voss as well.
About 2-second differential on the shot clock and the game clock, which doesn't matter after the turnover from Lauren Scherf. Ball game tied up.
A couple of bad offensive possessions.
Goulding safely gets the ball in. Ledger Walker, Crystal, the 23-year-old point guard. We'll give it to Boagni, top of the key. We've seen her hit that all tournament long, so not a bad selection.
No, not a bad selection at all. She's already got 1 in the game, as a matter of fact. So she's now 1 of 2.
And the first quarter ends with everything knotted up at 20. Siobhan, what stood out to you after the first 10 minutes?
I mean, it's everything really that we thought it would be. It's a physical contest. It's already getting a little chippy. I'm enjoying it. We just take a look. It's 57% from 3 for Australia there. It's the standout stat. They do move the ball so well, the Australians. They look to find each other. They know where each other are at all times. We just take a little look back here. Charlize Ledger-Walker was there in the first score, leading her team. She has 7 points to her name already. That was the 3 from Tessa Boagni. And the automatic shot of Sammy Whitcomb there. And again, from the corner, so competitive. Sammy Whitcomb, 8 points for her team, 2 of 2 from 3. Pretty even contest so far. 3 lead changes. The biggest lead of Australia was 4. The biggest lead of the Tall Ferns, 2. Not much between these teams at all. Australia are winning the rebound battle 11-4, but it's early days. We know this is going to be a battle to the end.
Start of the second quarter, 20-20, Australia, New Zealand, fighting for that final spot in the Final Four. Scherf, her pass tipped out by Tyre.
They will retain possession, but Australia with 5 turnovers in that first quarter. Need to take care of the ball a little bit better.
Scherf points to exactly where she wants it this time. The feed comes in, and she'll get an opportunity to add 2 on the board, courtesy Garbin.
Good steal by Scherf.
Lauren Scherf had just 5 points versus China, 2 rebounds yesterday. She did have a difficult task of slowing down on and two.
Yeah, I think she was focused defensively, usually averaging 8.6 rebounds right now in the tournament.
Charlize back on the floor, the younger sister. Gets her own rebound, gets it over to sister number 1, Crystal, with the 3 from the baseline. And Wickham wants the official to take notice of the defense that Crystal is playing on her. We're wrong. In the corner, she will counter. Sammy Whitcomb, number 4 with 11 points now.
Crystal Leger-Walker, she wasn't there on the catch. You have to be close to Sammy Whitcomb. Runner off the three-point line, hands high. That's her 3rd.
Boagni will try her hand this time from the wing. Intercepted. Leger-Walker had nobody to throw it to it, and somehow it is Davidson that comes up with the rock. Another chance for the Tall Ferns. And the shot clock will expire.
I think it was because there was no possession. Of the ball there. Caught Tall Ferns by surprise.
Whitcomb splitting the waters, laying with the left, doesn't go down. Crystal pulls it up herself, off back rim.
A little heat check there.
Scherf calls for it. Behind the basket, reverse. She's making it up to her captain, Sammy Whitcomb.
3-quarter court pass from Sammy Whitcomb, but all credit to Scherf for running the floor and getting early position in the paint. She only had Crystal Leger-Walker on her, so it was an easy pass over the top.
Safety, there's no pick up or look. Yeah. Now, there is no point in flopping around. Pick, roll. Why am I yelling at you to put the afterburners on a rim run? Yeah. Oh, that's pointless, right? So we spoke about intent. That's got to happen. Okay. Right, a couple of things we've got to be aware of. We have to be aware of pushing to get our entry and then working our offense hard. And we're going down one side way too much. And the other thing, in this play here, let's work on a reverse. And all the way through the shot clock, we have to focus on keeping the ball moving and really good spacing. And guys, people are spotting up to be a threat. Okay.
New Zealand trails by 4. They are the ones that called the timeout.
Just taking a look here at some of the scores in the last couple of minutes, but what Coach Guy Malloy was saying there was they need to make sure that they're keeping Scherf under control. They want to be there with where he called it the rim runner. That means the center that's running down the center of the floor from rim to rim. They also on offense want to use both sides of the floor. He said they're using one side of the floor too much, so let's see if they go down the right. They do. Can't get anything though.
Start of the second quarter. Oh, excuse me, not the start of the second quarter. We come out of the timeout there, guys. This game is moving very quickly, very quickly. Scherf again on the post, pops it out. Try inside again, turn around, fade away, nothing but net. Scherf with 6.
Pretty turnaround from Scherf. Good re-entry to the post as well.
Karaitiana feeds Ledger Walker on the cut back door. New Zealand getting crafty.
Great job, Charlize Ledger Walker.
We're wrong. Garvin again. Turn, shoot on Karaitiana. The box out's there. Crystal gets the pick here from Davidson. Kiss off the glass from the vet. Crystal Ledger Walker.
Pretty play. So 5th point. Make that 7. Sorry, that says 7th point of the contest.
We're wrong. Going baseline, draws the contact. Second foul of the quarter against New Zealand.
See Garvin and Scherf make way for Froling and Ayakuso. Froling having a great tournament so far, almost averaging a double-double.
Wallace takes baseline hard to the rack. No whistle, she tries just not to get trampled on.
She is playing with no fear, Christy Wallace.
Whitcomb's first look is at the official.
Yeah, she goes down hard, but no fear from her, and why would you? 14 points yesterday.
Crystal, pop, stop, shoot, in, Purcell. 6 points for Purcell. Tied up again at 29. Largest lead for Australia is 4. Whitcomb tries to add 3, and she's successful. Whitcomb now with 14 points.
The speed of the release is unbelievable. 4 of 4 from 3.
Blair on the court now for the Tall Ferns. Karaitiana, cross court. Charlize has it. Ledger Walker, her sister, will give it a go. Way to fight for it, Purcell. Ledger Walker to Ledger Walker. And a traveling call as Crystal threw that up on a prayer.
A good job by Whitcomb to come across and help. If she didn't come across from the weak side, Crystal Ledger Walker would have had a wide open layup. Australian timeout. Let's hear what they've got to say.
It's a waste of time doing that if the next person just walks down and catches it.
Down there now, Keely's like with Karaitiana, Keely or whoever's got Karaitiana's a switch in the Tickamores. Okay, so we're going to go hard show with the 5. Karaitiana's playing the 4 now, so she's a switch, okay?
I really think what we just did before worked really well. We got
yeah,
sure.
Just be aware if they go to like zone here.
Okay.
Okay, like if they go to zone.
The veteran chiming in as you see Scherf's beautiful pull-up J, and the bench is also lively.
Always, they know what it means. They're excited to be here. Beautiful pocket pass there. New Zealand getting everyone involved, but Whitcomb, star of the game so far, 14 points. She's only missed 1 shot. She was asking, can we go back inside to Scherf? It worked for us before. Hope said, let's just see if they run a zone, but New Zealand are in a man.
Whitcomb right at Paul Voss and count it and 1.
The intensity and the strength and just the intent from Whitcomb. Every time she goes to the basket, there's little you can do but foul.
And Paul Voss was right on her hip.
Yeah.
She doesn't get the 3-point play, but another whistle.
I think they've called that on Whitcomb. That'd be her second. She's fighting for her own rebound.
Australia with their largest lead, 5 points. Paul Voss will reset. Younger Ledger Walker, shot is off. Whitcomb running. Froling there to take it up. Putback is bad. Ayakuso sticking with it. Wallace waits on top of the key.
Good work on the offensive glass by Australia. 7 offensive rebounds now.
Gratiana for 3, it's short. Whitcomb's feed on point, on the ground goes Froling, but she makes the 2.
Straight back up again though, onto defense.
And a scoring drought continues for New Zealand. Whitcomb catching Paul Voss on her heels, creating on her own. Rebound, up and in, no! Blair to Paul Voss in the corner, plenty of time to set up. And yes, finally, New Zealand's got life.
Shavonna Paul Voss, that's her 7th point of the game. She's been a spark for New Zealand.
Whitcomb again, creates.
Every time, looking for the basket every time. Nearly gets the steal too.
Blair tripped up, no whistle. Ledger Walker, Blair on the wing. Froling pushes forward to Whitcomb. Whitcomb pull up 3. Karatiana there for the rebound.
Slowing it down, New Zealand. Huffing and puffing a little bit, both teams. It's been high intensity. Another good backdoor by Ledger Walker, but is short. Starting to see a few tired signs here. So close to the end of this second quarter.
Whitcomb Froling from 12 feet out. Wow, that was a risky pass from Karatiana. Australia was sleeping as Paul Voss, another miss. Whitcomb on the outlet, switches it up to the left and draws another foul. Charlize Ledger Walker.
One player who never seems to be tired, Sammy Whitcomb, attacks again in transition.
She is the oldest player on the court. Sammy Whitcomb, 33 years old, 33 years young, I should say. Key in the last Opals World Cup. She's won 2 championships in the WNBA and is the #2 ranked player heading into this tournament.
They come in from the outside, so you've got to like rebound it and keep it strong. Pivot, get out of there, get space away from it because they crowd in once we get it. If we get it and can take one dribble out, then we're on the fly to make sure there's not a crowd when we take that dribble out, okay? We want to...
Just one other thing. On those kickouts and they close out of you, we're settling for jumpers. We're tired. Jumpers are tough. Get them up. Get into their bodies. Take one step around and get to the rim.
Foul count 4-1.
Whitcomb there, just confirming what it did look like to us. Both teams are a little bit tired. Minute 40 to go, just asking for a little more from her team and saying the jumpers are a little bit short, and they are for both teams. The advice from her to her team is, let's get to the basket, let's get to the foul line. She finds herself at the foul line now. Try and push her team ahead a little further.
$19 points for Sammy Whitcomb, the captain of Australia. And she will sub out for the rest of the time.
Makes way for the youngest player on the team, 19-year-old Jade Melbourne.
An opportunity here for New Zealand to close the gap. Ledger-Walker feed to Purcell.
Hedge by Ayakuso. Sharp comes across to help.
Nicholson drives left, right on Bo Agnew. Bo Agnew stays with it. Rebound, Australia. Quick first step, another shot goes up. Not in, though, for Sharp. "55 seconds. Purcell backdoor hits. Halvost. There's got to be a cap on there.
Twice we've seen that, though, on the right wing.
Ball stays with Australia after the hustle play by Crystal Ledger-Walker.
A bit of a sloppy handoff, really, from Sharp. If you're going to hand the ball off, you can't just dribble it to your teammate. You have to pick it up in two hands.
A pass taken away. New Zealand. Ledger-Walker comes back to reset. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Off the screen, she clears the path. It's a beauty, a roller in for Crystal Ledger-Walker.
Even the defense here looking tired for Australia. 10 seconds to shoot.
Melbourne head down straight to the rack. That is what her veteran captain told her to do. 2.6 seconds now.
Unfortunate. Another great tip by Crystal Ledger-Walker. I didn't see that. It's the second in 2 defenses from her. She gets the tip, she won't get the steals, but still wins the ball back for her team.
Tell the guard to hold, don't too early at the same time.
Okay, way to hold steady there. Okay. Now we're going to go with 41 up, 41 up in this play. Everyone got it?
2 seconds.
That's really bad.
Let's go.
That's not 26.
Can you not say anything?
Now, here's what we do. I want the
Jade Melbourne there asking for the and one, and just look how much it means to these players. I see her asking for the and one there. Her first tournament here at Women's Asia Cup. Jade Melbourne really excited to be able to pull on an Opals senior jersey.
2.6 seconds left in the half. Bo Agnew gets stopped. And that is how the first 2 quarters ends. It was a tie after the first. But a little bit of separation. Australia leads heading into the break, 40-34. Just 6 points. They've got the lead.
Been a good first half of basketball. There's not really that much between these two teams as we look at the percentages here. Shooting percentages are higher, a lot higher from 3 for Australia. New Zealand, at least 20% better at 2. We know they're good points in the paint. The rebound battle being won by Australia as well. Sammy Whitcomb out on her own, doubling the points of any other player here. But the Leger-Walker sisters with 9 apiece, you know they're going to be ready for this game today, and they've played well, both of them. Here's a look back at some of the best plays of the first half. And this is the eldest of the Leger-Walker sisters, Crystal, who's had a great first half. She's got 9 points like we just saw, but only missed 2 shots in the first half, 1 assist as well. Kick out to Boagni for 3. The pass coming from the younger Leger-Walker sister, Charlize, who also has 9 points, to go with 3 assists and 1 steal. But the leadership of Sammy Whitcomb there. She's trying to teach all over the court, as well as dropping a few bombs when her team needs it. Numbers are good for a whole game. 20 points for Whitcomb as she gets backdoored here by the younger Charlize. But she does have 20 points. Like we said, she's 4 of 5, 80% from 3. She has 5 assists already. 1 steal. She's slacking on the boards, only 2 for Sammy Whitcomb. But we'll let her off. Polvas had a good game as well for New Zealand, hitting here in the corner. 7 points for her. She's already 4 points above her average. So every player here playing above their average, they know what this rivalry game means. It is Australia that have been in the lead for 15 minutes of this contest. Although the lead hasn't
Chuhana, intercepted by Ayo Kuso. Shot up and in! Sammy Whitcomb! Giving this Australian team life at the buzzer. Jazz Shelley working around the horn. Froling takes baseline. No, she doesn't. Strong there. Nakata goes right, drive and dish. Mowdy spin, turn with the right, up the glass. A beauty by Mowdy.
The handles on that.
And Kim didn't play a whole lot yesterday. Wow, another block for Kim. First, Miyazaki goes right, pulls it out, the feed down low and finish by Miyashita. Yes, beautiful finish for Japan in the first.
Eyes in the back of her head. Round the back and an easy lay-in.
We have walked this land for a long time. We know how far we've gone, and we're sure of how far we can go. Unity is not just a word here. It's not just a spirit in this sport. It's the way we all move. are proud of our art, country, family, language, and culture. We are united by basketball.
Welcome to FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup 2022.
And that's what it's all about. These two teams are fighting for a spot in the semifinals, and ultimately a win today would secure them a opportunity to go to the World Cup, and they get a qualifier. Let's take a look at the top scorer first for New Zealand. It is number 5. It is one of the Leger-Walker sisters, the younger one, of course, Charlize.
9 points. Charlize Leger-Walker here. And the nice thing about her game, for me, is that she does everything at her own pace. Nobody rushes her. It doesn't matter that she's playing against 2-time WNBA champ Sammy Whitcomb. She gets what she wants. A nice backdoor cut on her here. She plays older than her years. A little bit of background, she's the youngest ever national team player at 16. Made her debut on the Gold Coast and already has a bronze medal, a Commonwealth Games bronze medal to her name. Excited to see what she's got in the second half.
And you already talk about the WNBA star that's won 2 championships. Sammy Whitcomb, 20 points for the captain for Australia, their go-to, and certainly we know why.
Yeah, 20 points for her, 4 of 5 from three-point land. Her shot is a shot that you can recognize anywhere. It's very unique to her, all in the wrist. What's interesting about her tournament so far is she just does it when her team needs her to. She managed to get quite a lot of rest against the Philippines. Modest numbers for her. But against China, she had 24 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists as well when she knew her team needed it, and she already has 20 today.
We'll find out what else she has left as the second half begins when we return. Right now, halftime, Australia leads by 6. Welcome back inside Hamza Hall. Despina Barton joined by Siobhan Pryor, the former Great Britain national player, and we are at the break. This is the game that these two teams are looking to earn and win to move forward to the semifinals. New Zealand, Australia. Right now it's Australia and the Opals with a 6-point lead. The winner moves on to the semifinal. That game is played Saturday at 12 o'clock. And believe it or not, they will play Japan, who is the 4-time reigning Asia Cup champions. They also, a win today would seal a ticket to the World Cup qualifier. If you lose, the best you can do is finish 5th. And that match will be played Saturday evening at 6 p.m. It is day number 4, moving day here in Amman, Jordan. Of course, the host for the Women's FIBA Asia Cup. And Australia, it's been a tight contest at the end of the first quarter. It was knotted up at 20. You see the stats there and what Australia's been able to do. Siobhan, what do you think the second half will come down to as these two teams have 20 more minutes to play?
I think one of the biggest things, I mean, I'd say they have to try and slow Whitcomb down, but you're not going to. She's going to get what she wants anyway. So you just have to make sure you look after everybody else on the team. Don't let anybody else go off too bad. But also, they got it. New Zealand have really got to concentrate on rebounding, boxing out, keeping Australia off the boards. We already know they're the best rebounding team in the competition. 50 rebounds per game. The biggest stat for them, though, is 18 offensive rebounds per game. You know, ahead of China, who you really would expect to be up there because of Zhu Han and Yuru Lee. But right now in this contest, Australia are winning the rebounding battle 25-16. They have 8 offensive rebounds already to New Zealand's 3. So rebounding could be a big key here. Getting extra possessions for Australia is not something that New Zealand want to give.
And of course, as you can imagine at home, these two teams are fierce rivals. New Zealand always the little sister to Australia, who obviously performed extraordinarily well at the Olympics. They have the 3rd best ranking in the world by FIBA. But this Australia roster has been retooled for this tournament. So a lot of fresh faces. I want to say, Siobhan, you said 9 that have gotten their first caps here in Amman, Jordan.
According to my information from the assistant coach, it is 9 debutants here. We do see a brand new squad, so if you are used to watching the Opals, there isn't a lot of faces that you will be used to seeing. If you're an avid fan and you watch the juniors as well that aren't the Opals, I think they're the gems. It's a nice little thing they have going on there. They have different, there's the gems, yeah, the different jewels. They might be in the 16s. I'll look that up for you and find out. But yeah, you will notice Jade Melbourne, who is the captain of the under-19s. You'll also obviously note Sammy Whitcomb, but everybody else, fresh face to this team.
And that leaves room for New Zealand, at least an opportunity to play spoiler if they can find a way to slow down Sammy Whitcomb here in the second half. The Ledger-Walker sisters back on the court together, and it is New Zealand ball. Davidson, free throw line, off. Christy Wallace, after 2 years away from the game, dealing with injuries, a sound point guard on the floor to carry the ball handling duties. And here, cut on the back door, saved by her teammate. And you have to chalk that one up. The scrub is nothing results.
Yeah, that was a little messy. First offensive the quarter. It's all right.
Walker surveying. Crystal picks it up. Yes, on the cut, flashing, beautiful finish. Panina Davidson.
Second assist of the contest for Crystal.
Wallace jump stop, floater, no. Fights for the rebound, hard to the deck. No whistle yet, ball skirts out of bounds. Will stay.
So much hustle from these teams. Guy Malloy wants a review. You can't do that here, unfortunately, sir. Let's see if we get a better angle. It does look like it comes off of Nicholson through her legs, but...
Wallace feed to Iokuso, fadeaway jumper, won't go down. Holding up the screen is what she was trying to go for. Charlize down the lane, still a little off. Australia unable to score so far in the first 2 minutes. Garbin tried to change it.
Building there with the rebound to start in the second half.
Goulding takes it in. Australia tries to pickpocket and gets the foul.
She's been one of my favorite players to watch this tournament, Mary Goulding. High energy player. Every second she's on the court, she's trying to take advantage of something. She averages 10 points, 3.3 rebounds, 1.7 assists.
Skip pass to Crystal Ledger-Walker. Too many yellow jerseys, she gets it out of there. Davidson turn, shoot, elbow, yes! The only person to score for New Zealand here in the second half, Davidson.
Who else? They do rely on her a lot, New Zealand, Panina Davidson.
Wallace being guarded by Charlize tightly, takes baseline. It's a miss. Iokuso will reset and feed it back out. Pump fake for Iokuso, tries the hook, not gonna go. Karatiana to Goulding, the cutter comes, last touched, Wallace.
Good hands, again, high energy play from Wallace as well. See how heavy all of these players are breathing. They're working so hard.
Crystal Ledger-Walker, her shot is off. Whitcomb gets a little lick to the face. Oh, an elbow to create space from Goulding. Iokuso with the rebound and foul.
She's so strong. People just bounce off of her. A good rebound by Iokuso.
During the break, you know, you have a certain amount of time to use the restroom and refresh, and the players and us are all using the same restroom, and Whitcomb comes in, and you know, I'm 5'7", and I look at her, she stands at 5'10", and I'm still like, my jaw hits the ground at just how conditioned she is, and it's
so conditioned.
She is a pro.
Yeah, she is super professional in every area you can see.
High-low, effective. And if she's huffing and puffing out there,
I mean, what we'd be like.
Dead at center court would be me. You're still playing ball.
Yeah,
so.
Not to this level.
Nicholson sticks with it. Shot clock Reset there. Wickham's pass is stolen.
Someone open in the corner there. Scherf should have seen defenders coming across to Wickham.
Bristol works off the screen from Davidson. Feeds her right back on the right side. Micah drill. And it's Wallace who comes up with it.
Another great find. Crystal Ledger-Walker's a great passer with the ball. Just didn't convert that time, Davidson.
Wallace. Hippolyte. Hand checks.
So far, New Zealand have done a good job at keeping Sammy Wickham quiet. Purcell is the player who is tasked with that dreaded defensive assignment. She hasn't scored yet in this quarter, but we do know that Purcell is a good defender. She has been switched off onto Scherf now, and Goulding, sorry, Polvas takes the reins.
Wickham jump stop, middle of the lane, tips her own rebound to... Scherf was waiting for it. And a foul going against Australia.
Wickham. That tip there would have been a rebound and an assist all in one, if that would have gone in. Foul is given to Sammy Wickham. That's her third.
No shot. The foul called against Purcell. And she'll get an explanation as Boagni just has to walk it off. Hippolyte guarding Wickham. Nicholson with the screen. Hippolyte tries to get a hand on it. Enough, rolls in and out. Lauren Hippolyte, the 21-year-old point guard, a lefty.
Leads them in assists per game, does Hippolyte, 4.5.
Polvas into Boagni wasn't there. Do you imagine if Australia had one more Wickham on the court?
No, I can't, actually. I'm not sure that would be fair for anyone.
And when they were playing China yesterday, I mean, she had 24, but nobody could match that on the team. Imagine if they did have that one more prolific scorer here in Amman. Maybe that game would have been different.
They would have been. They would be a lot closer to the gold medal spot if they had another Wickham out here. I know New Zealand are happy that they don't. If they match up here in man-to-man. So doing a good job of really pushing out the defense. 2 to shoot for Wickham. She tries to draw the foul, but they're not giving it to her.
Sharp somehow lands with it. Frawling takes a 3, and that one will hurt. Of course, New Zealand here calling a timeout.
New Zealand think that they didn't actually hit the rim on that offensive play. Australia, they weren't sure why.
They got a fresh shot clock.
Yeah, they got a fresh 14 off the offensive rebound. They're not too sure why, so the referees are going to talk about this. So the 3 either stands or it is taken off. Again, both teams using this time. This is what great teams do. Every single moment that they can communicate with each other on the court, they do. They're huddling now, talking about the game. How can they gain an advantage, make improvements? They say the 3 is good. So that's a 7-point lead now for Australia over New Zealand.
Purcell to Boagni, they kick it back out. Charlize waiting at the top of the key. And Whitcomb gets it to Scherf. Seconds for Whitcomb. Spotting up is Sharp. Froling going to work, another opportunity secured by her rebound and a kickball by Pavov.
Finding everyone open, Sammy Whitcomb. That one gets kicked.
Froling has been doing some dirty work here for Australia as of late.
Yeah, she's a great player for them. As we see Scherf step out and hit the 3. Few feet away from where she's used to being.
10-point lead for Australia in the Opals, their largest lead yet. Corner shot, up, in, an answer by Mary Goulding.
Really great offense there. Good cut by Leger-Walker and recognition of the help.
And Whitcomb gets a whistle this go round.
I think that's gonna go on Leger-Walker as she reaches in. It does. That's her 3rd foul of the afternoon. And Sammy Whitcomb to the line, who so far has been scoreless in this half. Always a good idea to try and get yourself to the foul line if you're struggling to score points.
24 points yesterday, 7 rebounds, 5 assists versus China. Triple-double watch against Taipei, Chinese Taipei. 1 for 2 for the veteran. Boagni, Leger-Walker thinks about it. She's got Whitcomb on her left, stays up strong. Yes, gets it to drop. The effort paid off for the youngster.
She is tough, everybody. If you don't know who Charlize Leger-Walker is, please tune into the NCAA next year. Pac-12 play. She was freshman of the year. She led them in scoring as well in her freshman year.
She's got the rock here too and transition. Yeah, led the whole conference in scoring, 434 points, averaged 18.8 points a game. True freshman year.
The lucky team that she is on is Washington State University. Tune in. You can see her play every single week. What a treat.
Whitcomb, pull out Jay, yes. She is officially on the board from field goal range, at least, here in the 3rd quarter.
23 for her.
1 minute lead, or 1 minute left in the 3rd. Goulding stays with it, shakes Whitcomb, hits it up on the left.
Great job by Goulding. She's quickly becoming one of my favorite players in this tournament.
A fierce rivalry between these two teams, New Zealand and Australia. Australia's always had the talent. New Zealand wants to be known as the harder workers. And man, that's hard to go up against. A 3 from Alexandra Sharp. This one pushing the lead out by 9. "20 seconds to go. Leger-Walker back out to Boagni on the wing. Would have liked that 3. 8 seconds. Whitcomb has the rock. Great space off Goulding. We've seen her make a buzzer beater. This just one isn't there. End of the third quarter, Australia adds on to their lead, but not by a lot. It's 54-45. Australia and the Opals lead by 9.
Better job by New Zealand at stopping Australia getting on the offensive boards. We see the shooting percentages here. 2 misses for Australia, both by Whitcomb. Look at the best plays of the third quarter. Older Ledger-Walker into Davidson. Davidson actually has been quite quiet. We're usually hearing her name a little bit more. She only has 4 points, 4 rebounds in 14 minutes of action here today. Just to try and do a little bit more against the Opals if they want to secure a win here. That's a Froling 3 that you're looking at here. Again, Australia finding the open player. Scherf as well, why not? Ayakuso loves that one. And Goulding having another good game. Building on her minutes, game by game, Goulding. She already has 14 minutes here. 5 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. The thing about Goulding is she does stuff the stat sheet.
10 minutes left. The winner gets a spot in the semifinals, and they seal their ticket to a World Cup qualifier. Australia leads here by 9 over New Zealand. We are in Hamza Hall and Amman Jordan. You're watching the FIBA Women's Asia Cup. Despina Barton Siobhan Pryor, the former Great Britain national team member, backing up her girl, Lauren Scherf. A payout for all that work.
See her on the 3-point line in the highlights, and then down low with a pretty move on the block, Lauren Scherf.
Ledger-Walker, mismatch as Scherf quickly recovers in the corner. Tyre misses. Charlize, Ledger-Walker goes on the right, lays it in with the left.
My favorite, young players. So many exciting young players to watch in this tournament.
Whitcomb, they're giving her the left lane. Outside corner, 3. In and out, and taken right out of the hands of Sharp. New Zealand wanted that ball more. Feed inside, and the lay-in by Davidson.
4th assist from Crystal Ledger-Walker. Such a great passer of the ball. She averages 3, 1 above her average already.
Scherf gets Whitcomb on the cut, and a rare traveling call and turnover.
Saying good pass, it's a good pass. That was me. She takes responsibility for that one. Great leader.
Ledger-Walker off the screen from Purcell. Shakes her defender, Froling, jumps forward, and she gets the 2.
Anything she wants here. Charlize Ledger-Walker. 15 points.
Whitcomb skips over, hits Weirong. Feeling confident, Weirong went tough to the lane.
Look at that again, she does go strong. Ledger-Walker puts her hands in again. Jade Melbourne is unsure, she feels it was a foul.
clean play, the officials say.
They do.
Whitcomb, Ledger Walker's got the defensive assignment and a shot clock violation. We're wrong on Ledger Walker here. Giving Whitcomb a bit of a breather on defense. I don't know if it's a break. She's got the other Ledger Walker. Purcell 3 is deflected. Scherf had a hand on it. Sharp runs the lane. We're wrong, sets and shoots from the baseline. Great 3 from the corner for Australia.
And Scherf doing a really good job of posting up inside, and it's just meaning we saw it before. Warung didn't make the one that Sammy Whitcomb skipped to her from the weak side in the last offense, but the reason that these guards are getting so wide open on the perimeter is because Lauren Scherf is attracting so much attention inside. And the guards with the heads-up play from Australia to read the defense and be able to skip to the weak side shooters.
Blair, Charlize Ledger, turn and shoot. Thought she had it over Whitcomb. Ball up to Nicholson. Whitcomb comes for it. Blair on Whitcomb. Skip pass taken away. Intended for sure. Charlize Ledger Walker. Foul away from the ball.
Bumped by Wallace on the baseline. It's the first foul of this quarter. 4 minutes in, it's our first team foul. Still Ledger Walker and Purcell get a rest here for New Zealand.
Blair on the baseline. 3 seconds to shoot. Davidson goes to work, draws the foul. Sure, picks up the second in the quarter for Australia.
It was Wallace.
Oh, Wallace again.
Yeah, she hit. She just reached in. That's her third, 2 in quick succession for Wallace.
Six minutes left in the ball game. Australia leads by 8. Winner advances on to the semifinals. Ledger Walker to Bo Agnew on the wing. That's off to the left.
Really good movement though by New Zealand. I like the sets that they're running. A lot of screens off the ball. A lot of cuts. It's leaving shooters open. One of the things Coach Guy Malloy said, he did want discipline on offense and to play with some poise today. They are doing that. Just not getting the shots to go down from Bo Agnew there.
So right now, honestly, don't even run a fucking on ball. If you get the ball, rip it and go fucking by them. Get into their body. And then they're over helping.
As we listen into the Australia timeout, we please apologize for the profane language.
This next play,
I think really, players just really want to win. Sometimes the passion takes control of the vocabulary.
Sammy, you're coming through here. Okay, pass it. Like we're in weak losses this side. Once we get here, Sammy, you're holding out
here. Coach Paul Gores, they're happy with Scherf's work in the paint. On the flip side, Davidson for New Zealand. And a pretty 3 from the corner from the youngster. We're wrong. Has Australia out in front by 8. 5:47 to play. Fourth quarter. Winner plays Japan in the semis.
Scherf doing work in there, they get it to her.
Scherf back out. Nicholson, shot clock expiring. She pulls the trigger. It's short after her own rebound. Wallace has it. And to Scherf, whistle before the pass. First foul going against New Zealand this quarter.
Blair stands. It's called a push though, and that will be on Goulding. Blair was in the right place. Goulding should just have let her go. Instead, she pushed from behind.
Wickham. And a foul. Australia, number 5.
$15 that went on, so that Scherf, away from the ball it must have been. Good hedge by Scherf, holding Crystal Ledger-Walker up.
Backdoor, Goulding runs the route and gets the reward. 2 points for Goulding.
It's the 3rd or 4th time they've scored off a backdoor cut against Australia. Great movement by the Tall Ferns. Goulding now with 7.
Wickham, turnaround J, off. Having to create a lot on her own this second half. Ledger-Walker travels to the wing. She'll pop it herself and gets it to go down. Drains it. The Elder.
Make that 12 for Crystal Ledger-Walker. She's trying to catch her younger sister, who's on 15. More importantly, it's a 3-point game.
And a foul as Wallace tries to stay on her feet.
Will be Goulding's 3rd. She's still fighting for it, Wallace, as she dives on the floor. Hard work and grit from both teams here.
Whitcomb's team needs an answer. And what does she do? Exactly what she told us she was going to do in the huddle. Keep attacking.
Yeah. She's just, you know, so aggressive every single time. If you were guarding her and she caught the ball, you can never let up or relax. She's always going to try to attack you. 24th point of the contest.
Makes it back a 2-possession game. Wagney. Ledger-Walker picks up her dribble, forced to put it up. Davidson cleans up the board, will go up strong and not get it off in time.
It was a good switch up on the defensive end by Australia. Rattled New Zealand a little bit. So Coach Guy Malloy calls a timeout just to talk over their plans against this switching defense.
Give me more angle. Angle? Not basket? Yeah, okay.
Guys, if we run mix, get big space in here, again, there's no point waiting there. You understand? When we want you to flash here. Get your man's feet and flash so we can get open. And now let's run some pinch post action off that. So the ball moves. If it stays in one person's hands, then we're really easy to guard at mix. All right, so let's do that, or we can go back to some strong. All right, so hey, the scoreboard pressure is great.
Rich Guy Malloy asking for ball movement. Make the defense work. If you want ball movement, you want it in the hands of that lady. And again here, Crystal Ledger-Walker, a great passer of the ball to the cutting Mary Goulding, who adds to her total here. She has 7. 3 below her average. Big 18 points for her last night.
.330 to play in this contest. Australia in the third quarter had its largest lead of 10 points. We've seen that clamp down to 3 here. Currently stands at 5. Garbin from 3, yes! Now it's back to 8.
Big shot by Garbin, one of only 2 players that was here in the 2019 Women's Asia Cup using.
And Boagni exploits the open block as Charlize Ledger-Walker was right there. Easy bucket.
So many backdoor cuts. Australia have got to do better with that. And always on the right side too.
Nicholson spins away from Blair. Takes it up tough, and 2 for Nicholson. She's got 6.
Good job by Nicholson.
Davidson calling for it. Ledger-Walker sets back. The shot goes up, it's not good.
Pretty little crossover.
Whitcomb's jersey gets held. She wants the call, but sticking with her, of course, is Blair. And there's the foul is delivered.
She does her best, Blair, but once Whitcomb decides she's taking you to the rack, she's taking you to the rack. She was hounded all the way up the court by Blair. He wanted the foul at half court, stuck with it, got the foul at the rim. But it's another foul shot, 26 for her. 6 assists, 6 rebounds, 2 steals. 27 points. In a day's work, eh?
Not bad, as Australia stretches the lead back out to double digits. 10 comfortably here with 2 minutes to play. Halvas working in the paint. Ledger-Walker trying to work off the screen from Boagni. Shot goes up from Purcell. Seconds on the shot clock, a reset.
That voice, again, that you can hear as Whitcomb's just constantly communicating. She's the back line of defense there. It's the most important position to be communicating in.
Crystal Ledger-Walker, the point guard. Gets it to her sister on the curl. It looks good from our angle. And now Whitcomb slows the pace. Into Scharf. And Purcell does not like the call. She thought it was a block.
Another great pass by Whitcomb, though. Charlize doesn't like it either. They both think it was a block. The pass, I mean, under pressure, falling to her left, and she still finds Lauren Scharf. She's had a great game as well, by the way. We haven't talked enough about her contribution today. 13 points and 6 rebounds for Lauren Scherf to go with 1 steal and 1 block and 2 assists, but she misses them both.
Ball doesn't lie. Maybe in that instance, Purcell truly had all ball. All right, 1 minute to go. 10 points to make up for New Zealand. Leger-Walker to her sister, Charlize. Straight at Wallace, a foul called on the floor. That is going to be the 4th against Australia this quarter.
It is, and it's going to be the 4th against Wallace as well. Struggled to get into the rhythm of the game today, Christy Wallace. She was coming off of a phenomenal game yesterday.
So Siobhan, talk to us about this. 53.5 seconds left. What needs to happen for New Zealand to make up these points?
But then let's get the ball reversal and kiss a dive down. Whoever the top person dive down, because they have Sammy Wicken on. Yeah. So get the dive and get her to have to play the post defensively.
You can hear them talking about
side out of
movement.
bounds, and so we're going to run X, and you're going to be the 1 man. Right, so you set it up.
So they're talking about offense. I think what will be interesting to see when they come out is at what point do they start fouling and sending Australia to the line. They're already in the bonus, so they've got no fouls to give, which would be a negative normally, but at this point in the game it's positive. It means that they can foul, stop the clock and send Australia to the foul line, hope that they miss some of the foul shots that they're taking and gain an extra possession. It isn't impossible. 10 points in 53 seconds is a difficult task.
Crystal has the sideline. Leger-Walker pull up 3, top of the key. You need that to go down. It doesn't. Last touched by Whitcomb.
Almost punched that one out of bounds. I absolutely love it. The physicality that is women's basketball, everyone. Joy to watch. Just a quick change of the ball. COVID protocols there. If the ball touches anyone who isn't in the referees or players' bubble, it must be changed.
Goagny back to Crystal Leger. And it's Charlize from the corner, cannot hit the target. And Christy Wallace gets it out of there. There, the foul comes with 30.89 seconds.
They were trying to foul before, but they nearly tied Wallace up. Wallace did a good job to get it out of there, and then, like we said during the timeout, New Zealand stopping the clock here, sending Australia to the foul line. Of course, this is a classification game, so points difference at this point doesn't matter. So it is okay to use this tactic of fouling, risking a bigger lead by Australia, which is what they get. Garvin hits both.
Charlize with the ball. Her team down by 12. Scoots past skirt. And deflected out of bounds.
Again, the huddle in any moment that they can. If you're a younger player watching this, what good teams do, they're always analysing the game. They know exactly what needs to happen at what point.
Crystal, Leger-Walker to inbound. Goagny gives it right back. Shot clock at 7, turn and shoot from Purcell. Yeah, finally, but I think it's a little too late. Siobhan Whitcomb will be heading to the free throw line next.
They've been looking for those threes. the last little segment here after the timeout, New Zealand. Great catch and quick release by Purcell. Another foul to stop the clock sends Sammy Whitcomb to the line. The 12th foul shot. She's 10 of 12. 13 now, only missed 2.
Charlize will have 5 seconds before this game is over. Purcell, 3/4 court, a miss. But what a victory for Australia. They have sealed their ticket to the Final Four, a semifinals matchup that will land them against the 4-time champion Japan. Final score here, 72-61. What else have they sealed? A ticket to the World Cup qualifier, which doesn't mean much as they had already sealed their bid. They are the host nation, but they are in the Final Four. Australia outlasting their younger sister and neighbor, New Zealand, here at the FIBA Women's Asia Cup.
Great numbers again. New Zealand struggling from 3-point range. Australia 28% from 2 is a surprising one there. As expected, Australia win the rebounding battle. Low amount of steals, not too many turnovers from both teams. A little high from Australia at 14. New Zealand with 9. And here's the leading scorer, 29 by Sammy Whitcomb, 17 Ledger Walker. The tale of the vet and the youth. We look at some of the best plays of the second half. Again, doing a great job at feeding the ball inside to Davidson here. Davidson did have an unusually quiet night, only 6 points for her. That is 9 points below her average. So the Opals did a good job defending the paint. We see Scherf stepping out and hitting the 3 on the wing. Ayakuso loves it. And a great pass as well, again by Scherf for another 3 on the weak side. And here she is spinning to the baseline. Showing us a little bit of guard skills and post skills, Lauren Scherf today. Had a great game. 13 points to her name, to go with 6 rebounds, 1 steal and 2 assists. A great game by Lauren Scherf today. But it was what we could expect. It was a rivalry game. High passion, high energy, high physicality from both teams, but Australia do come out on top by just 11. Another great game and a treat for us here today.
And New Zealand's not done. They will go on and play for that 5th finish. So they're looking too to just get better as the competition moves forward. They've got 1 more game. Everybody will have tomorrow off, while Australia will start their prep for Japan, the favorite in this tournament, the silver medalist at the Olympics. Australia, I'm sure, is excited to get some extra rest with tomorrow off. This is what the road to the final looks like. Australia defeating New Zealand just moments ago by 11. They will land against Japan. That game will be played on Saturday at noon. The other side of the bracket pins China and Korea against one another. The winner will meet in the championship game, place an opportunity to medal. These 4 teams are in for the World Cup qualifier as well. Such great competition. As we close the door, New Zealand and Australia is in the books. Final score, Australia 72, New Zealand 61. For Siobhan Pryor, I'm Despina Barton. We say so long from Hamza Hall. Next up, we've got India and the Philippines. We'll see you in a bit.